boy. Yeah, there you go. All Things Black with Garland and Calvin present Fanboys. Fanboys is a weekly breakdown of the sports world from a fan's perspective. Now, here are your hosts, Garland and Calvin.
All Things
Whoa!
Black presents Fanboys.
We took a month off, but we back.
We took a month off, and we are back. We are back. I'm Calvin. That guy over there is Garland, and we are back with the Fanboys podcast. And Garland's right. We took a long time off, but we decided to come, and it ain't even on a Saturday. We decided to come to y'all on a Wednesday night. Yeah. That's dedication. What's going on, Garland?
Bro, it's been a nice little break, but I've been itching to talk about some stuff, and we missed Will and Jada, and we missed a little bit of that, but we both were traveling and doing all of these different types of things, and so actually it was pretty good just to be able to do some stuff. But I feel great. What about you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Like you said, we were traveling. Me and the wife went on the West Coast for a few weeks. Got to see Usher, the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz, went to Malibu Beach, LA we went to the Insecure house. We went to see if Lawrence and Issa were there. Yeah, we went to the Dunes. We went to the Friday house to see if Craig and them was still there. Went to Watts to see the little statue, which is a lot smaller than I thought it was. Yeah, a lot smaller than I thought it was. Oh, by the way, we are live on YouTube right now. So if you are subscribed to us, you can see us live on YouTube. But if not, you will catch the podcast on all podcast platforms. And you'll be able to see us on Spotify if you subscribe to Spotify. So you'll get to see this video feed. And because it's just a video feed, you might catch me drinking because my wife done made me some fall drinks. And I'm a little lit right now, but I can still talk this sports with my man Garland.
You litty. So yeah, we're going to talk a little NFL, go through some Ravens stuff, some we're almost at the halfway point of the season. And we're going to also renew our Pigskin Pick'em. I am up a little bit, y'all. So
hold on.
Yeah,
so we're doing some real creative stuff. You know what I mean?
No, it's been a while, but we ended with the supreme on top. Cream rises to the top. We're gonna talk a little NBA. Gonna go through a little baseball and a little special discussion about someone who just kind of just shot up in the news, Superman and Kitty. And so we're going to spend a little time on that. But let's start with the NFL. What up, though? What's up to my Detroit people? I know you might not be feeling good after Sunday. And so the Ravens, they dominated the Detroit Lions on Sunday. 38-6 at M&T Bank Stadium, in a game that most experts picked the Lions. Just about everybody picked the Lions to win. The Ravens scored on the first drive of the game and never looked back. The defense dominated as well, despite allowing a trash TD towards, the end of the game and what have you. And Lamar Jackson, who has been named AFC Offensive Player of the Week, he had 393 total yards, 4 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 155.8. So a great game. The Ravens are 5-2 in first place in the AFC North after winning 2 games on the road against their division opponents, against the Browns and the Bengals. But they lost some winnable games, of course, we know, to the Colts and the Steelers. And so let's talk a little bit about the Ravens. Let's spend some time there. I know a lot of people were knocking the offense, and, Ravens have won 2 games in a row. And so what are your thoughts about the Ravens offense and, Lamar's performance and what we're seeing out of the wide receivers and the rest of the team?
Yeah, man, this is the same offense. They literally did the same thing they did against Pittsburgh with one exception. The wide receivers decided to hold on to the ball. This would have been the same scenario in Pittsburgh had the wide receivers held on to the ball. There were literally 3 touchdowns that were dropped. So, it's so crazy all week long after that week. All you heard was, is Lamar Jackson worth the money? Is Lamar Jackson? So now they all walking it back. Well, I knew he was worth the money. What I'm saying is, nah, we know what you said.
Uncle Shannon.
Exactly. Stephen A. We know what y'all said. Don't act like y'all were, y'all were not on Lamar's side. Exactly. And of course, it's going to sell. And you had the national media talking about it all. But We went to that morning, the wife and I, because we go to the game. So we went to Blue Moon 2 and got some Captain Crunch French toast, which by the way
Yeah.
is amazing.
Okay.
There were nothing but Lions fans in there. The waitress came to us and was like, "I'm glad y'all showed up. I'm sick of seeing this blue." And she was like, "But we gonna feed them good. Hope they enjoy because we're gonna send them home with a loss." I
Right.
will admit, she was confident. My wife was confident, but even I was a little bit like, Detroit is playing pretty well. And what scared me about Detroit was the passing game. Goff is doing an amazing job. They got Amra St. Brown. They got Sam Laporta, the tight end.
Mhm.
They got some players on there, but man, the Ravens shut that shit completely down. That's why I'm in my Ravens gear. And I had a little back and forth with some Lions fans a few weeks ago. They
Yeah,
put out
Calvin
a
sparring
they
online.
they put out a meme that said, it's crazy we live in a world where Jeff Goff is better than Lamar Jackson. All I said was he'll have his chance to prove it. See you in Baltimore, Jerry. And they went off like, well, Lamar's the one that's going to prove it. They were giving game predictions and everything.
Right.
Motherfuckers was real quiet on the 8 Mile after the game. I posted was like, "Have a good week." I just put the numbers up just to let them know
B
Lamar
Rabbit ain't
Lamar
had
took
no
off.
comeback for that.
They ain't had none. They
Future and
had
B
none.
Rabbit ain't had no comeback for that. Cheddar
free,
Bob.
free world. They had nothing to say.
Free World ain't had nothing to say. Cheddar Bob and them ain't had nothing to say.
Free World was definitely, you know what? I should post that. Free World was definitely like just holding the mic.
Clarence was like this.
Hey man, the Ravens this is the Ravens, and we've seen it the past 2 weeks, but again, the wide receivers dropped the ball. But this is the offense that we have been looking for all season long. And hopefully, not only did it click last Sunday, but hopefully it'll keep going all season long. I was a little scared, not only because of that, but because Harbaugh decided we're not going to take the bye after leaving London. They
Sure.
came off of the win with London and they should have dominated that game, but they didn't. So you thinking they're coming back, they might be in a little lull. And nah, man,
They came out sharp.
yeah, man. And
Super sharp.
the defense really does not get enough credit. They're starting to get enough credit now because their rankings. But I think all of us were kind of like, the defense is okay, but we don't have no secondaries. Our defense is actually very, very, very good. So shout
Yeah.
out to the Ravens, man.
I would say the offense. I mean, I think the thing that we kind of forgot about the offense is one, none of the starters played in the preseason. And so, really, kind of like the first two games of the season, it's like their preseason in a sense, since they didn't play any starters. And then we went into the season with a lot of injuries. The London game, in this game, was the first time you had a full, healthy offense. That meant the offensive line, the receivers, everyone playing together. The first couple games of the season, you had key people missing. Stanley was out for a couple of games. Lindenbaum missed a game. OBJ missed a couple of games. So Mark Andrews missed the first game. And so, yeah, you lost J.K. Dobbins. And so I think they were really trying to figure it out. You got to get that timing down. And it only comes with playing together. Um, I think those two losses really we can attribute that to coaches' decisions. And also, really, that Steelers game, I was talking with someone, it really just came down to the Steelers making three big plays. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how they won that game. Outside of that, like you said, all the drops and the other miscues, it really came down to a couple plays that the Ravens were not able to make and the Steelers were. I think offensively, now we're seeing people back on the same page. I mean, Zay Flowers, excellent. They're figuring out a way to use him than just bubble screens and
Yes.
that jet sweep. Thank God we're not seeing that all the time. Mark
Didn't
Andrews,
see it once in the game.
they see it once in the game. Ain't seen Devin Duvernay come in for his jet sweep. Mark Andrews is more open than ever. Anytime you got Pat Ricard catching passes, rumbling down the
Sir.
field, like, sir, come on. What are we doing today? What are we
Pat was
doing
so
today?
open down the field, he didn't even know how to
Right.
shake the
He
defense.
turned around
he
like
could have scored.
right. He turned around shocked, like, what do I do now? Like, I should run.
How about Gus and Lamar in a apparently they improvised that play. How about Gus rumbling for 80, getting
Right.
down and just running out of gas?
He
Like,
needed to score because that lineman was running hard as hell. You saw one guy, he bailed out. He dived. He was 10 yards back. You was not going to tackle Gus no 10 yards back, diving at his legs. But
it
you know,
was it was good to see. It was also good to see OBJ catch some passes.
I
I
was gonna
was
say that.
telling Katina, you can see him trying to make the moves that he made 4 and 5 years ago. He's not going back and
No,
outrunning defenders
no,
nowadays.
no.
He needs to just catch the ball and go straight ahead. But
Lay
it was
down.
good to see him catch the ball.
Yeah. Spread the
Good to see
ball around.
Bateman. Yeah, man.
Bateman,
It's
a
just
couple great catches, Aguilar. And so I think it was a great total
yes.
team effort. And I think, you know, we're seeing it come together. We got to realize people got to play together. They got to get the timing down in real time. And so, yeah, the offense is, to me, catching up with the defense. I
It
think the
really is.
defense have been stellar. Only giving up 6 touchdowns in 7 games. That's
And
excellent.
shit, and only gave up this touchdown because it was junk time.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
junk
junk time.
time. It was just
They
like,
were really just playing a prevent because we
right.
just not gonna let you score 30 something points to win this
And
game.
I ain't gonna lie, I have Jameer.
You needed that.
Well, I needed that. I needed that, and so
Well, it
I'm
got him
glad that he scored.
120 yards. You know, because they started running. They literally
Yeah,
gave up in the
they
like
gave
the
up and they
fourth
just
quarter.
start passing. I'm like, let him catch them
Yeah.
little swing passes. Let him get these
So
little runs. Let him get his life. I ain't mad at it. And
it was
so,
a
yeah,
great
I think
game,
the
man.
defense has, been playing stellar, and I think the reason why we've been able to the Ravens have been able to flourish with the injuries in the defensive backfield was because there's a pass rush now. And so Clowney has played well
Yes.
for you. Van Noy has played well for you. And so Matabike getting to the quarterback. And so now you're getting consistent pressure. That covers a load of sins on the back end where you don't necessarily have to have Dion and Marcus Haynes back there
Exactly.
covering, all over the field. And so I think that defensive pressure, they've been doing very well with that. Of course, Roquan and PQ playing at the top level. And they just got back Ojabo. Ojabo actually had a had a fumble.
Owe got the
Excuse me,
sack.
not Ojabo, Owe. And so yeah, almost Owe even got in there and did something. And so it's nothing but
How
up.
about Brandon Stevens, man?
Brandon
Listen,
Stevens.
my
This is
only
crazy.
knock
He
on
was a
Brandon
running back from
Stevens,
when I was understanding, and they converted him to a cornerback.
and my only knock on Brandon Stevens is he doesn't really have like ball skills. Like he ain't making the interception, but he's always there.
Mm-hmm.
His coverage skills are amazing. But he just ain't making the interceptions. It's like the ball literally goes through him. He's not
Right.
making the interception. Geno
But
Stone filling in for
Geno
Marcus.
Stone.
Like, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're going to have
man.
to make a decision about Marcus Williams. I mean, he's basically playing with one arm.
What did
That
he sign?
London
A
game, I
five
got a
year?
chance.
He signed a 5 year, didn't he? I thought did he
Yeah, and I
sign a
think
3 or
he's in
5
his
year?
4th or he's in his 3rd because the first year he played, he was injured. Last year, he did not play because he was out for the whole
No,
season.
last year was his first year, so he's in his second year now.
No, last year was his
First year.
second year.
You
No,
sure?
remember the first year he came and everybody got injured. That Yeah. So this is
Okay.
his 3rd year. This is his 3rd year. And
Yeah,
so, yeah.
they gotta make it. You're right. He's playing with one arm, but they don't need to rush him back. Geno Stone is actually playing. Geno Stone leads the league in interceptions, or he did going into that second half of the
Right.
Sunday games. What do you have? 4 interceptions?
Yeah,
Like,
4 interceptions.
and
So
he
yeah,
let
they're
you
gonna
know. You saw when he got it. He threw it up. He let you
right.
know what he got.
Yeah, they're gonna have to
But
make some decision in terms of in the future. Do you re-sign Gino and do you
you
keep
gotta
Marcus?
resign Geno.
And so
Gotta resign.
it's good to have choices. And so I think this offensively, they're coming into their own. Defensively, they're there. What do you think about the coaching so far this season?
So, because I'm critical of John, I'm critical of John. Now let me back up.
Harbaugh, as my man
I
calls
don't know. I don't know what they've done with the offensive line coach, but to give up no sacks and to hold Hutchinson to barely anything, any hurries or anything, that was an amazing job by Ronnie Stanley. There were a couple offensive holdings there, but
Mhm.
you expect that to happen. I wasn't mad about that. Um, I'm hard on John, and I thought
As
there
you
was
should
some
be.
opportunities that he literally missed.
Mhm.
Towards the end of the game, there was I don't know what it looked like on TV, but in the stands, it looked like that Amon Ra did not catch that ball. Like that
Mhm.
ball hit the ground, and we're sitting there yelling, "Throw the flag!" Like because if you throw the flag, it was a fourth down play, I believe. If you throw the flag, then we get the ball. But he didn't throw the flag, and I think that's the one that led to the 6
To the
points. I'm not
touchdown.
quite sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Overall, though, I think so. I'll just talk about this game. This game was pretty good coaching. Not too many. I mean, what are you going to say? I mean, they went up 35-0 from the break, so there's
Mhm.
not much you can say. I do like the fact that they did not let up, and that's what I just kept saying in the stands. Do not let up. And if you are a Ravens fan, you do know that we went up 28-0 last year on the Dolphins and watch
Yeah,
that thing
trust me. That's all
fall
they were
apart.
talking about on TV was like,
Oh,
okay,
really?
when they fumbled, when they were driving that drive before half and they
That
fumbled,
fumble.
oh my God,
Mm,
they said, well, the Ravens don't want to let them score. If they score, they're in this game because they get the ball back to start the second half and this, that, and the other. And
exactly.
so,
That's what I was saying in the stands. I was like, they
yeah,
can't score because if they get a touchdown, then
score.
get 1.5, it'll be 14-28 that quick.
Right.
The
Yeah. And
defense said,
so,
not today. Not
yeah, yeah.
today.
Trust me, the announcers were all on it and like,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
they
Okay.
better be worried. And so, yeah, I think Harbaugh, somebody must have gotten his ear because after that Steelers game, when he didn't take the points with Tucker on a couple of those field goal attempts and they had those turnovers, you saw in the London game, every time they got down there in that red zone, he was not going for it on fourth. They was kicking them field goals. And
John
so,
was like, I don't want to hit. Go out there and tuck.
right,
Go out there and tuck.
yeah, and that's what usually happens with Harbaugh in the season. They have a thing where he's trying to push the needle forward, and all right, let's go ahead and take a calculated risk, and it doesn't work. And that next game, he's back to being conservative. And so, I I hope that they keep winning like they did Sunday. They're not going to. Who knows? I know you love trap games, and we ain't got to the pick'ems yet, but when we do, you know. This qualifies as a trap game for Calvin. I already know in his mind. And I don't care if they win 17-16, 3-2. I don't care what it is. But a win is a win. And we can't expect this every Sunday because it's the NFL. I mean, these are professional
Exactly.
players.
Absolutely.
They're gonna some Sundays you're gonna have to struggle to get the win. I just think if they stay consistent, they're on the way. And so let me ask you this as we get ready to transition to talk a little bit about the league wide. Should they make any moves at the trade deadline? Hear a lot of chatter. Hey, let's go get Derrick Henry. Let's go get this person. And Ndamukong Suh, he talked to the Ravens. So what you think?
So, should they make any moves? I don't necessarily think they need to. However, some of the names that are being thrown out, what could you do with having a Sue with the Matabike? Like, what could you do with having if for whatever reason they're able to trade for Derrick Henry, which I know the Titans aren't going to do. They're the Super Bowl favorite. No
Right.
question. Like it's not even because you literally will not be able to stop anything on the offense at that point. But I don't know. I would still like to see if they did make a trade. I would still like to see another pass rusher like a Chase Young or
Sure.
what's the guy in Daniil Hunter in Minnesota. I would
Yeah.
still like to see somebody like
Mhm.
that if they were to trade. But it's hard to say should they because it's you're coming off this last game, so you're thinking they're the perfect team right now. But all they have to do is lose another game, and we'll be like, oh hell no, we need to trade for such and such and
Sure.
such and such. So
Sure.
it's
Sure.
really hard to say right now. But
Yeah.
somebody like the names that are being thrown out there are one of them where you're just like, ooh, that would
Yeah.
be so
To me,
nasty.
those names that they're throwing out, it would have been good 5 years ago. Derrick Henry 5 years ago
You
would have
don't think
been
Derrick
great.
Henry now?
He's done, man. That boy got a lot of mileage
Uh,
on them legs.
he
He
does,
leaking
but
oil, Calvin. He leaking oil.
think about that play that they had with Gus Edwards. That Gus Edwards ran the 80.
Would he
Derrick
had
Henry
taken that to
scores
the
on that.
house?
Derrick Henry scores on that play easily,
Possibly,
easily,
possibly. Yeah,
easily.
he to me though, every year he's not as been as dominant as the year before. Like last year,
I'll give
it
you
was
that.
okay,
I'll give
and
you that.
I mean he has
But
his
just the
spurts.
threat of Derrick Henry, just the
Yeah,
fact that you got to
sure.
respect and think about that RPO with Lamar. Like, who we going? We gotta go after Derrick or we gotta go after Lamar. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Like, I mean,
I agree. I mean, they don't have a home run hitter at running back. They got
right.
singles and doubles hitters playing running back right
Although
now.
there was a Keaton Mitchell sighting,
Yeah, yeah, but he, the
and
hand me. I don't know if I want to give it all to a rookie, and so
I
because
mean,
this
I
is
don't know.
the window is now.
Keaton,
The window to win is now,
it
and
is now. It
yeah,
is now.
and
It
so
is now.
you want some vets back there, but it depends on what you would have to give up. If you giving
Well,
up
that's true.
talent
Also,
and
that's true.
top
Also,
picks, mm, I don't know. I
I'm
don't know,
I'm
but
not opposed to trading Rashad Bateman for a
everybody wants
pick.
to get rid of
And
Rashad Bateman.
so, no, you know what? Now let me be honest about Bateman.
Mm.
It's not that I want to get rid of him. I believe that Rashad needs think
Like
he
a change
needs
of
new
scenery.
scenery. Yeah, I just think he needs new scenery. I'm
Okay.
not against him, but I just think his whole thought process and his time with the Ravens just might be running a little thin. I don't
Okay.
dislike him. I think he's talented, but it's like he can't get out of his own way sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, he
Let's
could have
see.
single handedly won that Pittsburgh Steelers game for us, but
Yeah. I mean, he looked good Sunday. So let's
he
see.
looked
Let's
really
see.
good. He
Let's
looked
see.
really good.
All right. So let's talk about to you, Calvin. Looking at this season so far, what's been the most surprising NFL team for you so far this
Wow.
season?
Wow. So it would have been the Lions, but they lioned against Baltimore.
Sure.
Um, I can almost say the 49ers because I didn't expect them to lose two in a row.
Right. Right.
But I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns for two reasons.
Mm.
Number one, I did not expect them to have such a stellar defense, and Miles Garrett is volleying for the
The
best player
beast.
in football. Like, I mean, what did he do last week? A sack, a
Sack,
field
block,
goal
block field
block.
goal.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Cause
but
fumble. Mm-hmm.
on the other end of that, it's also what seems to be the timidness of Massage Man. Like, what's going on with Deshaun Watson here? It's like, on one end, it's the defense that I'm impressed with, but on the other end, you got PJ Brown keeping them in contention, and
Mm-hmm.
you're a guaranteed what $300 million, $200 million guy, and you're not doing it 250 rather, and you're not doing anything. You're literally wilting under the pressure. So that right now they're the most surprising team, but not surprising as being the best team, but just what's going on with their team right
Okay. I would say the Houston Texans at 3-3.
now. Okay,
CJ Stroud,
I'll give you that.
uh, second pick overall in the draft. You have a rookie head coach in D'Amico Ryans. They did have the fifth overall pick as well, Will Anderson. And this defense has been playing lights out. They beat some very good teams. And although they were just on bye last week, 3-3, second in the AFC South. I'm not saying they're going to be in the playoffs, but this is a team you just can't look at it on the schedule and say this is an easy win. And so they've been in every game except probably the Ravens game, although it was a little tighter than you would want it. It was not like they were in contention to win. But I just like what Ryan's is doing down there. That defense is good. Stroud, obviously, he's turning out a little bit better than Bryce Young, but I think Bryce Young has less. I don't want to say less weapons. I mean, he's playing for offensive coach and Frank Reich, but he does. C.J. Stroud seems to be doing better in the situation in the offense that he's doing in Houston, and so to me, they're very surprising team. And I also would say the Steelers. Now, I did pick the
Okay.
Steelers for the Super Bowl. Steelers are 4-2, and that probably is a testament to their coach, Mike Tomlin. They're
It
always in it. I
absolutely
mean,
is.
it's no way that the Steelers should be 4-2. I mean, Houston handled them. The Texans blew them out, and they have not lost a game since. They beat the Ravens, who were on a little streak, and then they just beat the Rams in a what was
Came back and
essentially
beat the Rams.
came back and what essentially was a home game because the Steelers fans travel well, and so yeah, Mike Tomlin has them at second in the division at 4-2. They're playing very well. So to me, the Steelers are, although I did pick them for the playoffs,
You did.
they are a surprising team. And so, in terms of biggest disappointments, teams or individuals, what are you looking at?
It's going to be Justin Fields for me. Although
Mm.
his last two games prior to him getting hurt a couple weeks ago, he actually took off, I think, 4 touchdowns each game. But yeah, man, the Chicago Bears, the way they're handling Justin Fields is just. I expected them to be a whole lot better and him a whole lot farther along. So it's absolutely Justin Fields. And he blames it on coaching. We all blame it on a little bit of both, but it's Justin Fields no matter how you look at it for me.
Yeah, I would say the Buffalo Bills are for me in terms of biggest disappointment as well. Probably individually as a player, uh, I think overall people were expecting a little bit more out of Jalen Hurts, and he's kind of playing a little mid. But that team is 5-1, so you don't want to. Well, actually, excuse me, 6-1. You don't want to dismiss that. But I think the Bills, everybody, they're the perennial Super Bowl pick. They definitely were, picked for the AFC East, even though you got a good Miami Dolphins teams there, and they beat the Dolphins earlier this season. I mean, they've lost to the Giants, they lost to the Patriots, and they lost to the Jets. I mean, in all of those games, they struggled. I mean, it's like their defense is not that great. Offensively, if the quarterback's not running over people, and they don't get the ball to the number one receiver, they're struggling. So I think the Bills are not really, functioning at the level that a lot of people probably thought that they would. And so,
I agree with that.
in terms of best player, who you think is tearing up the league right now?
Oh, I just Miles Garrett easily.
Miles Garrett.
I'm a homer, so it's always going to be Lamar Jackson. But
Lamar.
Lamar just showed off the last game as far as numbers.
Mhm.
But Miles Garrett has been doing it all season long. It's
Yeah.
easily Miles Garrett for
Yeah.
me.
I think Tyreek Hill is just, he's in the MVP conversation. I mean,
Absolutely.
he is basically just unstoppable. That touchdown he had Sunday, I mean, they had a cover two double coverage on him, and he just outran the safety, and it wasn't even close. And he just does this all the time. He's catching these slants, he's catching these outs, and he's running by people, and he's just having a major impact on the game. I mean, it's just crazy how the game has really just changed right now too. It's just so wide receiver centric. I mean,
It
us
really
growing up
is.
in our era, it was all about the running back and the running game, but it's more about your receivers. I think that's probably why the Ravens have been able to be a little bit better this year in the past game is because they got better receivers. And most teams that are struggling, they don't have good receivers. And those teams that are doing a little bit better, their receivers are excellent. And so,
This is the best set of receivers that Lamar has ever had. And
yeah,
to be
yeah,
very honest, the you're really dependent on a rookie in Zay because OBJ is old. Nelson Aguilar is iffy, although Aguilar stays in the end zone. Have you noticed that?
he
He
does.
stays open. I
He
mean,
has,
he
yeah, he has more touchdown catches than Zig.
he stays open. Like I can't take nothing from him. I don't know what they were talking about in Philly and then in Las Vegas, or I think he was
He
still
was
in
in New
Oakland when
England
he
for a
was
minute
with.
too.
Yeah, just he stays open. The guys,
Yeah.
they need to sign him for a second year. I think he's
Been a good
second
addition.
year.
Good addition. All right, man. So let's get to it. The thing that separates the men from the boys. The men
I'm
from the
glad we didn't do
boys.
this last week because I did a parlay of my wins
Uh-huh.
and I lost
You'd have,
almost all of.
you'd
I
have
mean,
sucked it up.
my teams were getting lit up.
Yeah, I would have got lit up too. And so when we ended our pick three, I mean our picks in week three, I was ahead by one, just by one, 29-28. And so, it's not much of a lead, but it is a
Flag
lead
on the
nonetheless.
play. I need to. We need to review this.
Bro, I'll send you the
I need a
sheet.
review.
You don't need a review. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. The Thursday night game tomorrow night is the Bucks visiting Buffalo to play the Bills.
The only reason I'm going to pick the Bills, because I'm with you in them being disappointing, but the only reason I'm picking the Bills is because it's at home and they have to win this game. Like they absolutely have to win this game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Usually on the Thursday night games, it's a safer bet to take the home team on a Thursday night game. All right, let's go ahead through the Sunday games, and there's no bias this week, so everybody's playing. The Rams visit Dallas to play the Cowboys.
Cowboys are coming off the bye week. Give me Dallas.
Okay, Cowboys it is. This is gonna be my upset special. I'm gonna take the Rams.
Whoa.
Oh,
In Dallas?
in
Off a bye
Dallas.
week?
Off of bye week.
Okay.
I'm gonna
All
take
right.
it.
Let me
And you
sit
know
up
what?
because
No,
you're
I'm gonna
trying to
change
do
that
some
because they
razzle
just come up.
dazzle.
No, I'm gonna change that because they also just came off playing the Steelers, and so
I,
they
I
gonna.
don't believe I made you change your mind. I
Thank you,
shouldn't have
thank you.
said
You
nothing.
helped me out. Thank you, sir. Uh, Vikings in Green Bay to play the Packers.
Vikings are coming off of a big win, but I think this is their second meeting, and I think Minnesota won the first one. I think I picked Green Bay, but I'm going to go with Minnesota this one.
Okay, all right, Vikes it is. Yeah, Green Bay's terrible.
They,
Jordan
they, they're,
Love.
they're like and it's not even that they're terrible, but they kind of reel you in and then disappoint you. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how to describe it, but they're kind of fake. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
feels like they're fake.
it's like Falcons. They are in Tennessee to play the Titans. Falcons are coming off. Excuse me. Titans are coming off a bye.
Yeah, Falcons lost because Bijan was no, actually the
No, they
Falcons
won
won without Bijan.
without Bijan. Mhm.
Oh, this is one of them bottom barrel. I'm gonna take the Falcons. I'll take
Mhm.
Atlanta.
All right, I'm gonna take the Titans. The Saints go to Indianapolis. I can't say it. Indianapolis to play the Colts, and that was
Man,
an
the Saints
ugly uniform that they had on Sunday. Ugh, that helmet. I think it was a helmet. I don't know what it was, but it was.
and the Saints are bad, man. Like the Saints are.
Saints are not bad. Yeah, Derek Carr is doing Derek Carr's thing.
Yeah, I thought we both had the Saints actually coming out of the
We
NFC
did.
South.
We
They
did.
are
And it's
bad,
a
but I
chance
mean,
that they might.
well, I'm going to take the Colts because Gardner Minshew may not be the best, but he's solid back there. And they got Jonathan Taylor back, who I think got in the end zone. But that Minshew to Josh Downs has been a really good combination for them. I'm going to take
Okay.
Indianapolis.
Now I know I just talked nasty about the Saints, but I'm gonna take them. I think their defense is pretty decent though. Patriots, they're down in Miami to play the Dolphins.
It's Tua and Mostard and Tyreek all day for me. Give me the Dolphins.
All right, I'm taking the Dolphins as well. No Resurrection Jones, although he played well last week. This game is not on January the 6th, and so I don't know how he's going to do this week.
You're so wrong. He was not
Resurrection.
there.
Excuse me. I can always say Resurrection, Insurrection Jones.
He
All
was
right.
not there.
I don't know. Well, it looks like the Jets are the away team. They're playing the Giants. They're playing in East Rutherford, and so they share that stadium. But the Jets will be the home team.
Yeah, John's coming off the win against Washington. I think the Jets are coming off of a bye.
Yeah, they come off a win against the Eagles the week before.
I should say give me the New York team, but I'll take green. I'll take the Jets.
Gonna take Jets, Jets. I'm gonna take the Jets as well. This would have been my second most surprising team. 3-3. You lost your top free agent acquisition in the first game with Aaron Ayahuasca Rogers going down, and the defense has stepped up. The quarterback play is still, but the
Who, by the
defense
way,
has,
believes in modern health now? Modern, who
right,
would have thought?
right. Who knew? Jaguars are in Pittsburgh to play the Steelers.
The Jaguars are a very, very up and down, disappointing team. Give me the Steelers. Oh, I hate to say it, but I'll take Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna take the Jags. I think the Jags are gonna they're ascending. They had a great game last week against the Saints, and I think they're primed to do something. All right, Eagles versus the Commanders in DC. Well, actually,
Give
Maryland PG
give me give me the Jordan Hurt, that Jalen Hurts.
the
Give me the
Jalen
Jalen
Hurts.
Hurts.
All right, I'm taking the Eagles as well. Texans, they go to Carolina to play the Panthers, and so this would be a matchup of the top two picks of this year's draft.
It will be. I'm taking the upset. I'm giving Carolina their first win of the season.
Ooh, I'm gonna take the Texans. All right, the Browns, they head out west to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Seahawks beat the Cardinals last Sunday.
I'm going to take the Jim Zorns. Give me
Oh,
the Seahawks.
all right. All right. Taking the Brian Bosworth. I'm going to take, I want to take the Browns for real because of the defense. PJ Walker is a horrible quarterback. And I don't
Deshaun
know
might
if
be playing.
his shoulder is all messed up or something. There's something going on with him.
Ain't nothing wrong with
I
him.
don't know. I'm going to take the Browns against
Okay.
better. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of out of the box picks today. All right, the Chiefs, they go to Denver to play the Broncos. Man, just go ahead and say Chiefs. No, just go ahead.
Yeah, I mean the Christian Ocorios are going to dominate this
Yeah,
game.
yeah. The Broncos, they tried to do everything last week to lose that game,
They
but
tried their best.
but Jordan Love wouldn't let them. Your Bears, you picked the Bears to make the playoffs. Your Bears
I did.
are
I picked them to
going.
win their division.
I mean, to make the playoffs. The Bears head to LA to play the Chargers, who are horrible. That's probably the most disappointing team. I think I skipped over them because
Yeah, we
nobody
both
ever
skipped
thinks of
over them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
think
both.
they're the most disappointing team. I mean, you got Justin Herbert, you have Khalil Mack and Bosa on the defensive line, and you're two and
You got
four.
Austin Eckler. You got Keenan
Yeah,
Allen. Like they should
yeah,
literally be.
yeah. That,
Um. So the boy, because Justin Fields is hurt. The boy, what's his
yeah, they
name?
got the
Badgett,
kid.
Tyler
Yeah,
Badgett. He won the game. Like I mean, they dominated the
Justin Fields
game.
better hurry up and come back.
I
It'll be like
mean, well,
Smokies from the Shy. You know how they replace Smokey.
you know, you tried to send me that little video, but Smokey died, man. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Smokey died. That your video was edited. um, I mean, with that
Yep.
being said, all that shit we talking about the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers against the
All
Bears.
right. All right. All right. It's going to be a home game for the Bears, but I will take the Chargers. The Bengals, they play the Niners in San Fran.
They're not losing three in a row. Give me the 49ers.
All right. That's going to be a good game. I like the Niners defense, and it depends. I mean, if Debo and Trent Williams are back, it's going to be close nonetheless. But I'm gonna go with Niners at home. And let's talk about the home team, Ravens, 425 in Arizona and Phoenix to play the Cardinals, and they're going to see one of their old players in Hollywood Brown. Josh Dobbs, who has alopecia, is the quarterback. He don't have any
Why
hair.
you gotta talk about that man's
I know. I'm sorry. Remember the girl you went to school with that had alopecia and she used to wear a hat all the time?
I slept with her.
Oh, I already want to hear this story. Anyway,
She had a fat ass, man.
the Ravens versus the Cardinals. Who you got?
Hey, you know, this is the classic Ravens trap game. You mentioned it,
Here
and you
come
know
Mr.
that I
Trap.
was said coming
Mr.
off
Trap.
of a great win, traveling to the West Coast. However, this ain't your daddy's Ravens. Zay Flowers is going to look across that field and be like, "You're the guy that I replaced." what they say? What Omar F say in the program when the guy said I'm the starting running back? He was like, "Yeah, I know. That's why they drafted me." Zay Flowers is recruited me because I was college. Zay
Right.
Flowers is the reason they drafted. Marlon is the reason they drafted Zay Flowers.
Mhm.
Give me the Ravens with Zay Flowers going off. I got Zay Flowers scoring 2 touchdowns.
What? All right.
2 touchdowns.
I want to see that parlay.
Well over
Um.
100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
All right. All right. I like, and he been drinking, y'all. He been drinking.
I'm still
So
drinking.
he drinking, y'all.
I'm about to the end of it.
He a little litty, y'all. So make sure y'all remember these picks. And I'm going to take the Ravens as well. I'm not a subscriber to trap games. I mean, you show up and you play, and so hopefully they're hitting on all cylinders. They get out there and they do what they're supposed to do against bad teams. They struggled against teams that we thought were bad. The Colts, who actually are playing very competitively, and you got the Steelers, who are 4-2. And but
The
hopefully
Cardinals are playing competitive ball. Their
they
record
are.
doesn't show it, but they're
They are. It
playing
just doesn't
very
show up. They,
competitive
they don't
ball.
have the players. They're gonna give you a quarter or two of some good football, and you better show up to play. And the Monday night game, the Raiders head to Detroit to play the Lions.
I would have said the Raiders were one of the most disappointing teams, but you know how I feel about their coach. He's
Yeah, he's
fucking awful, fucking
right.
clown. Give me I'll take the Lions on the comeback after they got embarrassed by the
Right.
Ravens. They got beat so bad by the Ravens that Fox was like, "We're going to take you to a more competitive game."
Right. Right. Yeah, it was bad for my Lions. But what up, though? I'm picking you, Lions. You should come on back. Get a Coney dog.
Yeah,
Do what you're supposed to do.
just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah,
Stop
just
all that.
everybody, the
Comparing
Honolulu
the
Blue, y'all was all hyped. Just
yeah.
slow down a little
Just,
bit, okay? Slow
slow
down.
your roll. Y'all
Slow
not
roll.
there yet.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? You
Yeah.
just y'all just keep worrying about Jordan Love and Kirk Cousins and Justin Fields and all them. Y'all not there yet. This the
Don't worry about
AFC
the big
North.
boys. Don't worry about
It's the
Baltimore.
AFC North, sir.
Don't worry about us. Worry about yourselves. All right. And so to go back through, we both taking the Bills over the Bucks, the Cowboys over the Rams, the Vikings over the Packers. We split on the Falcons Titans. You're taking Falcons. I'm taking Titans. We split on Saints Colts. You're taking Colts. I'm taking Saints. We both took the Dolphins over the Patriots, the Jets over the Giants. We split on Jags Steelers. You're taking Steelers. I'm taking Jags. We both take Eagles over Commanders. We split on Texans Panthers. You're taking Panthers. I'm taking Texans. We,
Upset.
all right. We split on Browns Seahawks. You're taking Seahawks. I'm taking Browns. We both took Chiefs over Broncos, Chargers over Bears, Niners over Bengals, and Ravens over the Cardinals, and Lions over the Raiders. All right. And so those are the picks. Tune back in next week and see that I'm still in the so check back then as my lead expands more next week. All right. Let's talk a little NBA real quick. After several major free agent signings, trades, and player movement that shifted the balance of power between the conferences, the NBA season started last night with the Lakers losing to the defending champion
Why you got to
Nuggets.
say they were losing? You should have said the Lakers played the defending champions. We know they lost. You ain't
Oh, I'm
got.
sorry. I'm
Why you
sorry.
shitting on my
Let me
Lakers, y'all?
let me let me read the copy again. The NBA season will start. Excuse me. The NBA season started last night with the Lakers losing badly to the defending champion Nuggets in Denver,
They only
and
lost by 12 and they were down by 17 at a couple. So I
they
think that's progress.
it's only the first game of the season, but they say AD's pitcher is on work clothes pitcher is on a milk carton, and so
AD did not score a bucket in the second half of the game. But he was the second leading scorer on the Lakers behind LeBron with 21. God dang.
they say he on a milk carton, and so the newest super team in the Western Conference, the Suns, they have Bradley Beal. He didn't play last night. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. They beat the Warriors and who added Chris Paul to the list as well as their players, as well as their foundation of Steph, Clay, and Draymond, who did not play last night. Now Vegas has the Celtics and Bucks as favorites, both to win the Larry O'Brien Trophy this year, followed by the Nuggets, Suns, Lakers, and Warriors. And so Let's get your prediction. You predicted correctly last year of the
I
champion.
did. I
You
did.
selected the Denver Nuggets. Who say you wins the NBA championship this season?
So I'm gonna have to admit that I'm not a degree journalist, but I've been slacking on my NBA picks because my Orioles were playing very well. And I
Sure,
thought they were going to the World Series, and
sure.
I was following them. And then I went on vacation and they got swept. So I
Hmm.
haven't really been in the NBA. So my predictions aren't going to be as solid as I would like them to be.
You got a big preamble. You preambling this up.
They're not gonna be as solid because I didn't do
We the
enough research.
people in
I
order
did I didn't
to
do enough research to really, and I didn't want to just do research today, make it a last minute thing. But
do your own research.
coming out of the East, I think Giroux with the Celtics definitely frees up Jaylen Brown.
Hmm.
Because he was the weak link. I think it definitely frees him up, and we already know Jason Tatum is going to do his thing. So I got the Celtics coming out of the East. I think the Bucks are going to challenge him, but I got the Celtics coming out of the East.
Okay, Celtics coming out of the East. They're gonna win it all.
No,
Who's coming out the West?
I got the Nuggets on the repeat tour.
All right. All right. Award tour. They coming back. All right. And so he has the Celtics coming out of the East and the Nuggets coming out of the West, with the Nuggets repeating. I'm gonna say I do like the Bucks. Dame time. I think he's gonna have a major influence up there. Uh, I like them for the regular season. It's just something about the Celtics. Um, Not having Marcus Smart, their defensive, kind of like their really their muscle. I'm not a fan of Porzingis. I don't even know if he's going to last the whole season. And
You don't think Holiday can make up for that Marcus Smart
I
loss?
like Holiday, but he's a good defensive player as well. But I don't know. I'm not feeling as I thought Smart was a better role player in that role that he was playing for them, and we'll see. But I'm going to go with the Bucks, and I will go with the Nuggets coming back out of the West, and I think the Nuggets will repeat. I think it's going to be very tight between the Nuggets and the Sun. I don't trust Bradley Bill. I said he was a bum,
You
and I
don't,
still
yeah.
think I'm not. Bradley Bill was a waste. Scoring 26, 27 points a game, and that team still lost when he was in Washington a lot of games. And so it was more about just the stats, and he really didn't elevate that team. To me, it's still a two-man team. It is Durant and it's Devin Booker. Uh, you know, uh, maybe maybe Bradley Beal will play a defensive role. I don't know, but I still think they have a good chance to compete against the Nuggets. But I think the Nuggets are the class of the league. So I'm
What
with you.
about
I'm
my
picking the Nuggets to repeat.
What about my Lakers? My Lakers finished number 2 in the West. I mean, not in record, but they finished number 2 in the playoffs. I mean, you didn't even have them. You didn't. Let me repeat this. You didn't even have them making the
Right.
play-in
Last year I
game.
did.
Not only did they make the play-in game, but they went to the Western Conference Finals. You still doubt my
Yeah, they
Lakers,
got the
man?
luck of the draw. I think they got a beat up old Golden State team, and they just ran over them.
What about beating up on Ja Morant?
Ja Morant out here shooting people and
Yeah, that was
flashing
after he
guns with
lost.
strippers.
That was after he lost. That was after he lost
That was
lost
before.
the series.
That was
Oh, actually, it was
before.
before he
It
lost the
was
series.
before.
But he
Yeah,
still played, and they handled him.
they got the luck of the draw. I mean, they got Minnesota in the play-in, and then they got daggone Memphis, who was a joke, and then they got a old Golden State with really one player that you had to worry about and Steph.
It ain't their fault that Golden State is old. Blame the owners for
And
that.
then they ran
The
it,
Lakers are old.
and
The
then
Lakers are old.
they ran into a good team, and what happened?
I mean, they got swept a little
They
bit,
got
but
swept,
so
swept,
what?
swept.
So what? They got some good
We're
experience.
gonna see. I think the Lakers will go as far as LeBron's health will let them go. I mean, LeBron is 59, And can he last a whole season? That's the question.
I mean, that's what you said last year, and they made it to the Western Conference Finals. Do I need to keep telling you that?
Okay, he older now. I'm letting you. I know he trying to play with Bronny, and now that Bronny then out here having heart attacks and stuff, he might not. He might not
Is
be playing with
Bronny?
Bronny.
They shut Bronny down. I hope
Oh, they
shut
shut Bronny. He might come back and play, but you know,
I hope not.
so
I hope they
I
shut
guess
him
he's gonna have to wait for Bryce, and Bryce got a lot of time in high school before he can get to the pros, and so
down. Yeah, just
yeah, so we'll see. It's really, I mean, they still have one of the greatest players to ever play the game on that team, in LeBron, and if LeBron stays healthy and they work it out, they'll be there. But if LeBron misses any significant time in the season, no,
my Lakers are going back to the Western Conference Finals. They just not
against
gonna make
who?
it out of
How are they
against
gonna get
Denver.
there? They're gonna get past.
Against Denver.
They're gonna get
Against Denver.
past. Oh, come on! They're gonna get past Phoenix.
Yes. Yes.
They're gonna get past the
Yes.
Warriors.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right,
Going to the
bro.
Western Conference Finals. It's going to be Lakers.
I want
and Nuggets
everybody.
again.
We're gonna pull this up. We're gonna pull this up come spring next year. All right.
Let's talk about how I predicted it last year. Let's talk about how I predicted my Orioles winning 100 games. And Garland is always on the opposite end of but my shit always comes true.
You did predict the Orioles to get to the World Series, and so let's talk.
I don't remember. I
You did.
remember
Now, and that was fast.
I didn't have him getting swept in the first round though.
Orioles swept out the playoffs, my man, after winning the second most games in the majors during the regular season, 101 games. Man, if you don't get that damn thing out of the cup,
it's
so
wait,
y'all, if y'all can see this, if you not, I swear, if you listening, I need y'all to go watch it. And see this man tongue in this daggone glass to get the last of this drink out of this glass.
It's so the drink that my wife makes.
Y'all, if you're not watching this, I need you to go fill up YouTube. I need you to get Spotify.
To the camera.
He been licking on this glass for the last couple of segments. I've been trying to not say nothing.
I think you saw it.
I did.
The drink that my wife makes has caramel in it. So it's caramel at the bottom.
That damn
and
glass
I'm
down.
to get the caramel.
Gotta get some damn caramel. Y'all been here French kissing this glass, y'all.
Why you put me out there like that?
Bro, I kept on trying to hit it. I kept on trying to hit
You know what?
And I saw his tongue in the middle of the glass. I just couldn't do it no more.
Fuck that. All right, I'll put it up. I ain't going back.
Thank you. Katina, no more drinks during broadcast, okay? Do not make him any more drinks with caramel before the broadcast.
And it has caramel in it. So the caramel soaks to the bottom, sinks to the bottom. So when I'm drinking, I'm trying to get the caramel out.
I'm telling you, if you listening to this, I need you to go to YouTube, go to Spotify. I need you to watch the video. Okay? This man up here, tongue kissing this thing, licking. I thought he gonna put his whole face in for a minute. If he could have got his face in this glass, he would have.
I've done it like 4 or 5 times.
I was like, he gonna stop in a minute. He gonna stop in a minute. I ain't gonna say that.
Bad.
Anyway, back to the segment.
I'll put it up. That's fucked up.
The Orioles were swept by the Texas Rangers in the ALDS 3-0, and outside of the first game, the series wasn't even close. The Orioles bats went silent, and the pitching couldn't slow down a hot Rangers lineup. The O's joined 4 other teams that had the most wins this season: the Braves, the Rays, the Dodgers, and Brewers, and did not win a playoff series. And so what does the front office need to focus on in the offseason to build on the team's success from this year?
The same thing they need to focus on every year is some more starting pitching. And also the Orioles need some middle relievers. they're a young team. They're ahead of schedule. We always talk about that, but no one knew that Texas was going to be that hot. I mean, granted, Texas is in the World Series right now,
Yeah.
so
In the World Series.
yeah, it was disappointing the way they exited the playoffs. But if you're an Orioles fan, as disappointed as you can be, you still have to be excited about the past season and what's to come. You still got the same young boys under contract. The front office just needs to get some more pitching, and that's always been the Orioles thing against them. Just get some pitching, please. Let's get some pitching.
I agree, and we talked about this at the beginning of the season. We was hoping that they would have got some starting pitching during the off season. They didn't get it. They really right now they only have threes and fours on that staff. I don't even know if they got a number two on that staff. John Means he would be a three on most teams, maybe a four. Bradish, the rest of those guys, Grayson, they pitch well during the season, but they're not the type of people that you give the ball to in the playoffs and major games to go out there and win them for you. And so, yeah, they need a stud number one. They need a stud two. And with Bautista being out after having Tommy John surgery, he's not playing next year. They need to shore up the closing in the back end. You know, I like Cano, but Cano is kind of shaky, and Fuji ain't it. And so, Fuji maybe the sixth and the seventh inning, but if you put the Fuji in the eighth and Cano is your closer in the ninth, it's going to be very shaky. I want you to have a 5-run lead. I want you to have a 6-run lead. I don't want it to be 3-2 and that type of situation because they have not necessarily shown that they can close the door like that. And so I think I don't know if it's going to be closer by committee. And I'm not saying, go out and spend money to get a major closer because, you're going to have Bautista coming back. But they're going to have to figure that out because I'm not sure if Cano is your full-time closer. And I don't think Fuji is your full-time closer.
Yeah, they've definitely got to get a closer if he's going to be out going into the next season also. So they're
Yeah.
going to have to do something.
But I'm happy. I mean,
still
I don't
proud of
think
my
they need to.
O's.
Yeah, I don't think they need to go out and get a bat. They got a lot of bats down on the farm that are coming up. Cowser, I forget the other kid that was up here, the left-handed guy. You got Jackson Holiday who might be here to start the season. You never know. You got Kobe Mayo, who, people like he should have already been here playing regularly. And so, yeah, they got a lot of young bats. I think offensively, they're going to be good. But, yeah, it's that pitching is where they really need the help. Now, on a lighter note, Adley Rushman, Austin Hayes, and Ryan Mountcastle, they're Gold Glove finalists at their respective positions. And so we'll see next month if they actually win awards for Gold Gloves at their positions. And so World Series, after losing the first two on the road and being down 3-2, the Diamondbacks came back and won 2 games in Philly to advance to the World Series to face the AL champion Texas Rangers, who won 4 on the road against the defending Major League champs Astros. And so both teams were wild card participants. They made it all the way to the World Series. I think people are going to watch because baseball has been up. With the best thing that happened to baseball this season was the time clock. It's really moving games along. It's not taking forever to watch a game. And so, who are you picking to win the World Series, Rangers or Diamondbacks?
Give me Bruce Bochy and the Rangers. Give me Texas.
Yeah, the Texas is just super hot. They're just super hot. I'm along with you. Just go with the hot team. I hate it because they beat our O's, but Diamondbacks been scrappy, but I think that dream ends in the World Series that starts on Friday.
And if you
That's,
got to get eliminated, you get eliminated by the team that wins it all. So it kind of validates your elimination.
There you go. Hey, y'all, Glizzy alert. Glizzy alert. Glizzy alert. A man named Stephen Harper accused Dwight Howard, former NBA player Dwight Howard, of assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and false imprisonment in 2021, 2 years ago. Howard, per the lawsuit, allegedly performed sexual acts that Harper did not consent to. The former NBA star admitted communicating with the said person on Instagram before eventually meeting him. Harper provided text messages and an Uber receipt to prove he hooked up with Howard at the player's residence. Now, Harper reportedly visited Howard on July 19th, 2021. And according to the three-time Defensive Player of the Year, the sexual acts that happened that day were all consensual. Harper, though, argued that that was not the case. In his complaint, Harper wrote that Superman, which is a nickname for Dwight Howard, Glizzy Man, also brought a man dressed as a woman who wanted to be called Kitty. And so he said he didn't want to, Harper said he didn't want to join in the sexual activity that Kitty and Dwight Howard were doing, but allegedly he was forced by the NBA star. And so the NBA star forced him to, he forcibly took off his underwear and he performed oral sex on him. And he made Harper perform oral sex on himself and Kitty. And so Howard has denied the charges and he successfully had it thrown out of court. But, why is this old news suddenly become new, Calvin?
First of all, I adamantly think that he's innocent of false imprisonment because he's a prisoner in his own mind of his sexuality. So let's start there. So the white, how do you want it? The white.
They said the white was on 6 Feet Under or Oz or one of those TV shows. I can't remember.
The white was on post. First of all, the white, you're not getting any sympathy from me because I have not forgotten that you went to my Lakers and I thought you were going to be a beast over there. You were nothing but a lamb. And you tried to get Kobe traded because you wanted to be the leader of the team. Just like Kobe said, you soft. Boy, you soft. Matter of fact, what's the guy's name that's showing him? Steven. What's his name? Steven what?
Stephen Harper.
Stephen Harper. Is he really soft? I mean, you should know.
According to that complaint, he's not soft. Pause.
So Dwight Howard.
What was in that caramel? That's what I want to know. What was in that caramel that you were licking out of that cup?
Hold on. We're not talking about.
Hold up, no, pause.
The same time, pause.
The Dwight Howard wants to know what you were licking out of that cup.
The white was over. Where was he playing basketball? In Japan?
It was in China.
China?
Yeah.
He was like, Konnichiwa. Did they say Konnichiwa? Is that Japan or is that China?
That's the views being shared by Calvin Coates.
The white was in China.
Not the views of all things black.
Hiya. Hiya.
Anyway, yeah, they said Dwight Howard was on Queer as Folks. He was on one of the seasons of Queer as Folk. Like they had a professional player in Howard. They said, well, it wasn't like he was acting. It was like he really got into the role.
Dwight Howard was asking that dude to break the Great Wall of China. break the Great Butt Wall of China.
Anyway, yeah. So, and Calvin, you know what? We talked about this a little bit where we talked about the WNBA. Now, how come in the WNBA you can have two players on a team be married, but Dwight Howard, obviously he's been blackballed out the league. I mean, nobody's picking him. Nobody's picking him up, but no one is stuck with him or brought him in. And so
your choice of words is just crazy because it seems like he got stuck. Somebody stuck with him. Kitty stuck him.
Kitty. So if Dwight Howard, if two women in the WNBA can be married on the same team, Dwight Howard should have a chance to be in a same gender loving relationship on the Lakers or any other team.
I mean, well, who he gonna marry on the team? He gonna marry Giannis. He gonna marry Giannis. Giannis gonna be like,
Giannis not on that team. Let's look at who on that team. AD.
So So why you gotta put him on the Lakers? Why you gotta put him on
Because
the
that's the
Lakers?
last team he played for. He in
Well, why you
LA.
gotta put him
He
back
gotta
on?
be in he gotta be in an area where
First of
there's a
all,
large
now
gay fan population. So it's gonna be either LA or it's gonna be New York.
no, now we know why his first team was the Orlando Magic, because he was razzle dazzle.
He was
Let's
making
get
stuff
some
disappear.
let's get some magic disappearing in his butt.
He's like, now watch this.
Razzle dazzle. Yeah.
Now you see
I
it.
I bet he
Now you
was
know.
defensive. I bet he was defensive player of the year, because that means he had to stick him. I was sticking him. I was
You know what?
sticking
Let me,
everybody.
y'all, it's the caramel that was in that glass. That
What's
is
the girl name he had a baby with? Royce. She tried to tell y'all. She
Royce
tried to tell us that he
y'all.
was gay. She tried to tell us he was gay.
Tried to tell
Kobe
y'all.
tried to tell us he was soft. And Dwight was like, "Stop it, Kobe. Leave me alone. Y'all need to trade Kobe." Shaq even said he ain't no real Superman. I think Shaq was like, he might be Supergirl, Superwoman, but he ain't no real Superman. I think Dwight was like, I'm not your Superwoman.
I think Shaq said he was Batgirl. And so
Let me leave Dwight
oh,
Howard up. No,
God.
let me not leave him alone. Because again, he went to my Lakers and he messed up that dynasty, because he was supposed
They
to
won.
be
They won
the
a
number
fake
two.
ring. They won a fake ring
Not with
in
yeah,
the
but that
bubble.
was when he came back. He came back to the Lakers. When he was in his prime with Kobe, he was running his mouth and complaining, remember?
He was doing a
And
lot
then
with his mouth.
he played with somebody else. He came to the Lakers with LeBron as a backup, and that's
Mm-hmm.
when they won in the bubble. So,
Yeah, he was doing
he man, fuck the White
right.
House.
All right, bro. Can we pause for a moment?
We've been pausing the whole time we've been talking about the
I
White
got an
House.
emergency. Just hold on for a minute. Just stay there, y'all. I'm coming.
That's what the White said. Hey y'all, while Garland is gone real quick, I want to thank you all for joining us. We have been gone for a little while. I've spent 2 weeks out in California, out on the West Coast with my wife for our anniversary. We did a little drive down the coast. We flew into San Francisco, got to see Alcatraz. We got to go to the Golden Gate Bridge. Did a lot in San Francisco, drove down the coast, stopped at a few of the beach towns. California is just an amazing, amazing state. We rode through the coast. Now, the coast did get cut off right below Big Sur. If you know anything about California, Big Sur is on the coast. It got cut off there because they had a landslide, which actually, if you look at the map, it literally changed the landscape of the coast. But it's about a 2-3 mile stretch that you can't go through. So we had to turn back around, come back up. Then we went down to LA. We got to see the house, the apartment building that Issa and Lawrence stayed in Insecure, called the Dunes. We got to see, we went to Watts, we
Family
went to
emergency.
Fat Burger, the Friday house, and everything. No, it's cool. I'm just telling them about my little trip over 2 weeks. Then we ended up, we went to Vegas and got to see Usher. Usher was a great show, and Ashanti came out. Ashanti was our special guest, so she got to sing few of her songs. So, we had a great time over the 2 weeks. I
I
might
don't
put
want you to
something on social
incriminate
media.
yourself,
So
but Ashanti's kind of
listen. I told
she
my wife,
blessed in the lower regions.
I said when we went to the I went to the bathroom, and all the guys in the bathroom, we was like, now that our wives and girlfriends ain't around, Shanti is some serious business, man. We was in the bathroom talking about how serious Shanti is.
Yeah, that's why Nelly came back. Nelly ain't dumb.
Now, Nelly wanted some more of that country grammar.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
He wanted some of that caramel you had in the cup. And so let's go ahead and close out with Come On Yo. So Cal, you can go ahead since you I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I got a couple of them that I've been trying to debate which one I want to talk about, but I think I'm going to stick with this one because this is the most relevant right now. This week is homecoming week for Baltimore City College and Baltimore Polytechnic Institute. So, if you're not from Baltimore, you may not be familiar, but we do have a tradition called the City Poly game. If you or
Kind of a
Poly
big
Grad,
thing.
then you call it the Poly City game. But it is a big deal, and it has
Mhm.
grown over the past years from just a game and a tailgate to something that the whole city can celebrate with. So now they have a
Pretty
party
much.
called the City Poly Fest that this year they're holding at Pimlico. That they invite pretty much the whole city to. You pay your tickets and you get to enjoy everything. But it is in the spirit of the two high schools. It has gotten a little bigger than the schools. This year, as in last year, you have to be 21 and over, which generally means that even though it's a homecoming celebration, the students of the schools are not allowed to attend because clearly they are all under 21. So that is a negative. The dollar price for it, the cost for admission for all these things are starting to get a little higher as everything is. So again, it feels like it's being monetized. So you got people now complaining about the money, asking if they can see the books of what was collected last year. Just, I mean, it's really getting out of hand.
You're doing the most.
It's come on, yo, like, come on, yo. It's real simple. You either go or you don't go. You don't need anything else. The people that put this together, no matter what you think about what's going on and how the money is being distributed, the people that put it together work very hard to put these things together. They have to deal with the city government. They just can't pull up somewhere and say, we're going to have it here. They have to deal with things like that. They have to deal with codes. They have to deal with getting permits and licenses. And I'm sure if you want to be on the committee, you can get in the committee and join them and help them out. But if you're not, then you're just a spectator. You're just an attendee. And for you to complain, it's really getting annoying on social media. I know everyone has an opinion, but for you to start asking for things like, let's see the books, let's see the money that's being made, who's getting the money, who actually cares? Who actually cares? Like, you either go or you don't go. You know how you can stop them from getting money? You just don't attend. But then think about it, when you don't attend, then it's not going to be there. But then I don't want to hear you complaining the next year about, oh, we don't have anything going on. Like, you can't have it both ways. So come on, yo. Stop it. Either attend or don't attend. Leave these people alone. Let them do what they do. It's only 1 week out of your life. That's it, man. Come on, yo. And City Forever.
Yeah, zone schools unite. It's hard when you went to a zone school that no longer exists, and so yeah, it's definitely gotten bigger than it was when I was growing up,
It's
and even for
huge.
the
Yeah.
last within the last 5 years, it's definitely taken on a life of its own. I know it's been switched in a lot of different places. When I was growing up, it used to be at Memorial Stadium. It was
Mm-hmm.
during the Thanksgiving weekend, and then when the public schools joined the state athletic association, then they didn't play any games after a certain date in
Right.
November, and so it had to be moved earlier. Then it was
Because it used to
at
be on Thanksgiving. It used to
right,
be a
used to be on
Thanksgiving game.
Thanksgiving, and then
Turkey
it
Bowl.
was
It's the
right. It was
Turkey
a
Bowl.
Turkey Bowl, and there was a Catholic League game also on that
Right.
same day, a little earlier. And so, yeah, it's gone through a lot of iterations. It was at Morgan, then it was somewhere else, and it was somewhere else, and so
It's
it was
back
at
at
Johns
Morgan
Hopkins last year.
this year. It was at
Yeah, so
Morgan last year. It was at Hopkins,
it
I think
wasn't last
2 or
year when
3
they had
years
the
ago.
fight. I thought that was last year where the coaches had the little beef. It was at
You're
it was
right.
at
You know what?
Hopkins
It
last.
was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that year before last?
No, it was last year.
That was last year. You
It
are
was
right.
last
You are
year.
right.
Yeah, because kids
Because it
got
was at
suspended
Morgan the
because
year before. That's
right.
right.
The teams got suspended. They couldn't participate in the playoffs because of the fight. And so yeah, it was last year. And so yeah, I just hope they get it together. People participate. So much tradition there. I have
Yeah.
two poly graduates in my family. My sister and her husband are poly graduates, and I have two city graduates.
Blasphemous.
I actually have three city graduates in my family as well. My uncle and my wife and my brother-in-law are city graduates, and so you know, go whatever institution. Go Northwestern. All right. Come on, yo. Hey, TV networks, can y'all stop with this Taylor Swift stuff? Please stop. Can we stop with the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelsey stuff? I just want to watch the game. I, I'm not. I don't care if Taylor Swift is at the game. You don't need to make an announcement that, oh, We checked the booth and Taylor Swift is here. I don't want to see her doing the white girl dance with Patrick Mahomes' wife, and they got their little handshake figured out, and then you got Jackson Mahomes up there as well with his goofy butt. I don't care about that. I don't care to see it. I don't care who is in the sky boxes, whatever. Can we just get the game? Can we just concentrate on the game? So now every time that a Chiefs game is on TV, they're not talking about the players. They're not talking about what they're doing on the field. All they're talking about is I don't know a Taylor Swift song. I honestly, if it was life and death, I'd be dead right now. I could not. I don't know a Taylor Swift song, title, medley, or anything. I don't know it. But they're shoving it down our throats, and I want y'all to stop. CBS, NBC, Amazon Prime, ESPN, stop it. No more Taylor Swift. No more. And Travis Kelsey has turned into the new Baker Mayfield. Remember how the last couple of seasons Baker Mayfield was on every commercial on Sunday? Now Baker Mayfield has been replaced by Travis Kelsey. It's soup. It's something else. He is on every commercial. Okay, let's. I'm tired of Travis Kelsey. I'm tired of his brother. I'm tired of his mother. I'm tired of all of them. So come on, yo. No more Swifties. I don't want to hear nothing about Swifties. I don't want to hear anything else. It's all publicity. She just had a movie come out. That's the only reason why she was at the game. So I need a black star. I like. Can Beyonce divorce Jay-Z and date Lamar or something? Let her show up at the game because she gonna put on a show up in the booth. She going. That's something I want to see. Taylor Swift ain't even got no butt. Where are we looking at? She ain't got no booty. I mean, come on, Travis Kelce. You had a nice little brown chick. Now you really you went really mid America, my friend. You went mid. You went flat. You went to the flatlands. Yeah, you did. You did. So, come on, yo. No more Taylor Swift. I'm tired of Taylor Swift.
Hey man, you right. Travis Kelsey had a banger on his arms, son.
Did he not?
I mean, but he did. So that's who I'm upset with. It's Travis Kelsey. He went from looking like Paul Wall to looking like Officer Kelsey, like with that little big mustache, and he got the handlebars on it and everything. Like,
yeah, Travis Kelsey. They had him in the black community for a minute, like, yeah, what's up, Travis, and whatnot. Now, Travis,
man. I guess once you go black, you still got to try flat. I guess that's
right. Because I'd be like, what? Yeah, she ain't got no hiney parts.
So I will admit that it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. But I don't understand why they're trying to say that she's bigger than Beyonce, because she's absolutely not. She's better than Beyonce. She's absolutely not. But I'm not mad at her. I mean, let her do a thing. Taylor Swift got her Swifties. Rihanna got her army. Like, people get their thing. I'm not mad at her, but yeah, Travis, you kind of. I think you're downgrading. Like, maybe.
And it's just messing up
care about yourself.
It's like every other play. Oh, what did Taylor do? What was her reaction? I don't care what Taylor's reaction was.
When they put that stat out, what did they put that stat that said something like whenever she's around, he gets like 99 yards or something like that?
Oh,
something.
God.
Some
so
stat
if he has a bad
out.
game and she's not at the game, because trust me, they confirm it every time. Taylor Swift's here today.
Now they're getting a whole new fan base because of that.
I don't
Swifties
care.
are watching now.
I don't care that mess.
That's what they want. They want the
y'all don't love the NFL. Y'all don't love no football. Y'all don't love. As soon as they break up, y'all gonna go back to doing whatever y'all used to do on Sunday. Leave us alone.
You think
We
they
want to
gonna
watch
bring
the
out-
game. We want to see these super commercials, and then we want to hit the 60-minute clock, knowing
You
that
don't
the,
think
the night is almost over.
you don't think Travis gonna ride her to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, they're gonna stay. Yeah, they're gonna stay together until the Super Bowl. After the Super Bowl, she's gonna be gone. I hope they don't make the Super Bowl because if they make the Super Bowl,
It means
oh
the
my
Ravens
God.
not making it.
I hope.
'Cause
Well, that's
they would
true,
be
but I just
they
hope they
be the
don't make the
FC
Super Bowl.
representative.
I just hope they don't make the Super Bowl. I mean, thank God Usher's performing. Thank God she's not performing this year because that would have been anyway.
I should
Nonetheless,
I should go and sing to her. He gonna sing to her at the
is
Super
Usher?
Bowl.
You think he gonna have the strippers on stage like supermodel, L magazine?
Bruh, you think
She a
Shante
bad
is
girl.
you think Shante is stacked. Oh my gosh.
She a bad girl.
Man, this husky, oh my, she bounced up on the stage. I was like, oh God.
Get off this broadcast now. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to All Things Black. It's been a minute. This Carmel got this man off. I blame this all.
Listen, let me
Leave
tell
that
y'all
glass over
something.
there. Leave that
Let me tell you,
glass over
let
there.
me tell you, I ain't even gonna get any more, but let me tell y'all something. Make this drink. It is Smirnoff with the kiss of caramel. We had some apple juice and some prosecco. Like this joint is motherfucker's good, yo. Anyway, like Garland said, thank you for joining us. It is Wednesday night. I'll probably put this out Thursday morning,
Right.
so you'll get to hear it. And we definitely thank you for joining us. We won't be here this weekend. That's why we're doing this show, but we will be here next
I'll be
week.
at Hampton's homecoming, and I'll come
That's-
back with
that's
Come
right.
On Yo next week.
Garland says it's the real HU. My cousin Katina.
That's right.
Katina Cooper says that Howard is the real HU. Now we seen people at Howard trying to climb over the spiked fences to get to
Ooh.
their homecoming last weekend. So I mean, I don't know what
Ouch.
y'all gonna do.
I saw
down
that.
there. Like,
We're gonna do all right, but I'm gonna be honest. Don't tell nobody how it's the real HU. But anyway, we just want to say it.
you heard it here first. A Hampton grad has succumbed to the Howard University
Howard.
pressure.
Howard's the real HU. They've always been Howard University. They're the Mecca. I mean, we want to be like the Mecca, but I mean, gotta give credit where credit's due. They're the Mecca.
Wow.
I mean, but we beat them in football. You know, with
Bison over
stuff.
Pirates.
Yeah,
Bison over Pirates.
I mean, and when we talk about famous people that went to the school, I mean, one of our famous alumnus is DJ Envy. So versus Diddy at Howard. So
let's go ahead and end this show before
Yeah.
Garland's trying to start selling us some real estate, telling us how to collect
yeah,
rent.
so we're not bragging about schools right now.
Did you hear Joe Budden talk about DJ Envy's partner, Cesar Pena, and how he was doing some real fat boy shit with his money? They said the nigga went to the Kit Kat flagship store. Anyway, y'all, hey, thank you for joining us. Make sure you join us next week. Again, this is on all of the podcast platforms. If you're on Spotify, you get to see us live, and you get to see me in my glass that Garland had us laughing about for about 5 minutes. But definitely continue to join us, and we are on YouTube live right now. You can rewatch. Pause, y'all. I was not doing it like that. Hey, y'all, thank you for joining us. We will catch y'all again next weekend. Hey, man, let me hit this outro.
You have been listening to Fanboys, an All Things Black with Garland and Calvin production. Thank you for listening. Make sure to rate and review this episode on all of your podcast platforms.
Later, man. We out of here, y'all. We'll see y'all.